What's going on, Coldwater Nation? Welcome to the second episode of the 2025 calendar fly tying series. As you can probably tell, this is Brian doing the voiceover. Jeff's feeling a little under the weather, so I'll explain to y'all what's going on. I know I've been gone for quite a while, and I'm hoping to have a video or something out to help tie that together later on here, but for now, let's get on to this. So each month, you'll be seeing how Geoff goes and tying a corresponding fly from the 2025 Art of the Fly calendar by Paul Twitchell, as well as providing a bit of background to the history of that pattern. And today, what he's going to be tying for you is the Greenwell Glory for the month of February. Originally designed by Scottish fly tyer James Wright for Canon W. Greenwell in 1854. This little gem was developed to match the color and size of freshly hatched olive mayflies on the River Tweed. Even now, 170 years later, this fly pattern continues to impress and to be iterated upon by modern fly tyers seeking an easy-to-tie fly that'll catch fish. So, without further ado, let's head over to the bench and see what Jeff's got going for us in the Greenwell Glory.
Yeah. There he goes.
Oh my god, look at that! Look at that toe!
The squirmy worm is an effective and very deadly fly.
What's up, guys? My name's Brian,
And I'm Geoff.
and you're watching Coldwater.
Let's rip some lips. This video is brought to you in part by Upstate Excursions and by Black Dog Outdoor Sports.
So first things first, we're going to take a size 14 nymph streamer hook and get that settled into the vise. Then he'll start his wraps of light brown 8/0 thread about a third of the way down the shank of the hoof of the eye before grabbing his scissors and snipping off the tag end of the thread. Now he'll take a pinch of stiff brown hackle fibers and tie that into a collection wrap, followed by subsequent wraps down the shank of the hook before taking wraps up the shank until the thread is just behind where he started his thread wraps earlier. Then he grabs a length of 4/0 black thread and tie that in with a pinch wrap before taking wraps over the black thread down to the shank of the fly. Afterwards, he'll wax his thread before grabbing a pinch of amber dry fly dubbing to make a thin, tight dubbing noodle before taking wraps back up the shank. Next, he'll grab the 4/0 black thread from earlier and take open wraps over the dubbed section of the fly before securing it in place with some crossing wraps. Then he'll snip the excess black thread before taking a few additional wraps with that 8/0 brown to create an even taper on the shank of the fly. Then he'll grab two size 14 whiting hackle feathers in brown and grizzly colors, measured on a hackle gauge. Strip about 1/8 of an inch of fibers from the end of both feathers and secure each feather separately to the fly before leaving the thread just behind the eye of the hook. If you don't have a hackle gauge, you could also determine the size of the hackle feather by bending it next to the hook, and the fiber should be about 1/2 to 2 times the hook gap. Now that he has the hackle feather secured, he'll take wraps with brown hackle feather around the shank of the hook, all the way down to where his thread was before taking a few tight wraps of thread to secure the hackle feathers in place. After that, he'll snip away the excess brown hackle feather. He'll then go ahead and repeat the process with the grizzly hackle feather, being careful not to cover up or to smush as little of the brown hackle feather as possible. Now he'll snip the excess grizzly hackle feather, as well as any trapped fibers, before taking some additional wraps of thread to build up a small head for that fly. Lastly, he'll take his whip finishing tool and make about a 6-turn whip finish before snipping away the excess thread and adding just a bit of head cement to secure all that in place and make sure it doesn't come undone. And there we go. That's the Greenwell Glory. I hope you enjoyed the fly tying tutorial. If you want to see more like this one, leave a like, comment, and subscribe so you never miss a video. That's all for now, guys. Tight lines, everybody.